everyone, I'm Captain Logan. Welcome back to Snackvolution, and look who it is. It's Jeffrey Patron.
That's me.
Jeffrey, welcome back in person to the channel,
problem.
buddy. Thanks for being here, man. Jeffrey's on a big, long, bazillion-mile road trip, and he thought it fit to stop by Geekvolution headquarters.
That's true.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Anytime.
It's good to see you. And, well, but not really, right? Because, like, you had to drive all the way here.
I mean, I still have to drive to Texas.
Jeffrey's so cool, he brought me a gift, and we're going to sample it for you. And I want to make sure that Jeffrey got a chance to take a swig of this before he got back on the road, since he was so gracious to bring it. So, Jeffrey, what do we have here? What did you find, and where did you find it?
So, I was driving through Kentucky, as you do, or at least as I do. And
on a whiskey trip.
Exactly. I stopped in their big liquor store, Liquor Barn, and they had the James T. Kirk Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Now, this is something of an oddity.
What town were you in? Because you make it sound like Kentucky has one whiskey store. You're like, I stopped in Kentucky's whiskey
chain.
Store. Oh, a chain. Okay, okay.
It's the big one that goes throughout the state. It's like they don't really have one in Kansas City, but for other places like Total Wine, not that there aren't Total Wines in Kentucky, but Liquor Barn and Party Mart, or however it's called.
You know, you're right. We mostly have mom and pop here.
Exactly. But this is an oddity because there's a version of this that is the Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which is a little bit under what I paid for this. And that is a mix of 4-year-old whiskey to 12-year-old whiskey from Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky. This is just from Tennessee and is 12 years old, and I can find nothing about its existence. It's not on their website, but it's a different product.
Oh, so that is 12 years old.
Yes, it is 12 years old. Tennessee whiskey made for Star Trek. There's also a 10 Forward vodka, and there's going to be a Scotty Scotch coming. I don't know if that's the name they're going to go with. Sounds like a really horrible name. A Scotty Scotchy Scotch. Scotchity Scotch.
No, I would call that Montgomery Scotch.
Yes.
That's what I would call that.
That makes more sense. I think there might already be something called that.
A Montgomery Scotch?
But yeah, so it means it's 4 years old. When you have straight bourbon whiskey, it just means it's not from Kentucky because it doesn't say it's from Kentucky. It's at least 4 years old. And if you have an age statement, it's that age. So this is 12 years old. Distilled in Tennessee. No idea where it was distilled in Tennessee. Star Trek did not buy a distillery.
No.
They did something called sourcing. So
it's obviously usually a company that just buys the license.
Could be like George
put it on there.
George Dickel or Jack Daniels, but
so is that dated this year?
It is 12 years old? It came out last year.
Okay.
So it probably was...
So it isn't that it sat on a shelf that long, it's that it was...
It was in a barrel for 12 years.
I see. Yeah, okay.
And it is 45% alcohol, 90 proof. And for the
whiskey
nerds
stuff we had.
Exactly. To technically be a flavored whiskey, you can be under 40%. To be a whiskey, you have to be 40% at least. And it is...
Good to know.
This might be a little bit much, but for the whiskey nerds in the audience, don't worry, I can handle that cask strength stuff just fine. But...
Well, you want to pour a little bit?
I reserve the honors to you because you know how you pour.
Well,
nice,
the
nice cork pop action.
The trick is to try just not to spill any of it.
A very subtle one. And here's actually a hint. It's more a suggestion.
Yeah.
So when you smell alcohol like this, you're overwhelming your senses. So imagine if you're driving in a car and you roll one window down, and it's like...
Well, but if you roll down the other correctly,
if you roll down the other window, you have like an even flow. So, like the Pearl Jam song.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna go there too.
If you smell with your mouth open and take in a breath, it's not gonna beat you over the head.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Good to know.
That's just a hint.
See, that's why I want you to do everything, because you're just going to be like, no, that's not how you're doing it wrong, Cap. That's not how you do it. You're doing it wrong.
There's no wrong way to drink whiskey, unless you're doing some shady things that we're not going to do on this channel.
You know what I'm going to say, though, right?
What?
I don't care if I'm doing it wrong.
Well, here's the thing. My friends, Daniel and Rex from the Whiskey Vault in Austin, Texas, they say the best whiskey to drink. The best whiskey is the whiskey you like to drink. That's about good.
Yeah, that's what
the best whiskey is the whiskey you like to drink, how you like to drink it, and that's a good mantra.
Sounds like a thing Vince would say.
I mean, perhaps. But yeah. You know, Tennessee whiskey is one of the things that it can be...
With the mouth open. What is that?
It has a odd nose. It reminds me of a very bad Canadian whiskey I've had once called Canadian Mist.
Well, that's not a real good...
I'm not saying it's bad.
That sounds like a bad omen.
Bad omens.
We gonna try it?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Peanut butter.
A little bit.
I feel bad.
There's an aftertaste for that, man. Woo!
It definitely does have it. I think the ice might have gotten rid of some of the more astringent qualities in it.
You know, I know this doesn't make any sense for alcohol. You know, the first thing I thought was, should we have shaken it first?
I'm Tom Cruise. Here's your cocktail.
Whew. Wow. I'm getting splattered.
It's crazy time on Geekvolution. Whoa!
Watch out. Well, it is 45% alcohol. We have one sip of this and we've lost our mind.
Hey, Cap.
Yeah, what's that? Yes.
You would dance with the devil. The pale moonlight.
What? I asked that of all my praying. I just like the sound of it. Can I say something without hurting your feelings?
No, go ahead.
I do not love this.
I sort of want to try it in the normal glass just to see what it tastes like.
Okay, without the ice?
Just to see what it tastes like.
Sure.
Because this could just be a vanity project. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, sure.
There is also... So there is a special edition of it. You know, there's a lot of bogus terms when it comes to whiskey. Like Special Reserve does not mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
Small Batch has no legal standard for what it means.
Oh, interesting.
But like Bottled and Bond... That is one of the strictest legal codes for alcohol in the whole world.
It's just
and that was put into place because people were putting like battery acid and just chemicals into the whiskey.
Just to give people a sense of this before you try any more of it, like it's pretty bitter even for whiskey, right?
You know, occasionally you will run into fairly bitter whiskeys, but it is a little bitter.
Well, like, do you agree with that? Is that how you describe it? Like how would you describe the taste of that?
Astringent. Tastes like Canadian Mist.
Which is what you were afraid of.
Radioactive green apples. No, radioactive rotten green apples with some like rotten like peanut shells that you like put in your mouth. Like you ate a peanut, you sucked on the shell, got all the salt out, spit it out, then by mistake you picked up that same peanut, put it in your mouth, and went to chew it and then realized, wait, no, this is covered in spit. Potentially someone else's spit.
Now look, Jeffrey, I had precisely exactly that same thought process. Exactly that thought process, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I didn't say it out loud.
It's fine. The bottle looks nice.
If that sounds appetizing to you, this is your whiskey.
Ooh. No, on its own, it's actually...
Is it better? Okay, let me have a sip of that.
It might be, like, you might spit it out. If you feel the need to spit it out, spit it out.
I didn't spit it out with ice. No, I feel like McCoy would take a swig of that and be like, damn it, Jim!
No, it has a bit of a, it has a warming effect to the lungs, let's say.
Oh, that's
but
an
it is
entirely
definitely-
different experience outside
Exactly.
of ice. Yeah.
So what ice does, it
no, a shot of that.
removes some of the flavor, dampens down.
Well, that's why I
what
never
you can feel.
That's why I never do whiskey with ice.
Yeah.
I always just do a straight shot. I mean, you might chill it, you know.
Yes. I normally
But that would
just
taste
drink it
better
neat.
chilled.
I'm not sure.
Me neither.
But
Okay.
it doesn't actually.
No,
it
it's-
doesn't keep the. It's not as astringent as it was in the glass. It might, not to insult you.
God, that's
You might not
potent,
have cleaned that glass well
Oof.
enough.
Wow, really?
I don't know.
Really?
There were some things on it.
I thought it was just water spots, whatever. But it.
Burn! Sick! Burn!
Wow!
Sulfur salts!
Thanks so much for coming over, Jeffrey.
Anytime.
I'm really glad.
Thanks for coming over. Now,
Dude,
please get out.
that is some potent stuff, man.
Now-
Like, I can't drink a lot of that. Whew. He's gonna insult how well that glass was.
Peanut
good, too
butter,
much. See, I didn't get that as much.
caramel.
Second time
it's, the thing with alcohol is a lot of the times these flavors aren't going to be flying out of the glass.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to really be like, well, it does smell like alcohol, but where's my brain going with this?
Yeah, sure.
It's called like deductive tasting.
As everyone can tell, I'm not remotely qualified to be making this video. It
Leather.
says Star Trek on the glass.
Leather.
That's
I know, right?
Shoes.
It's leathery, but I think it's more of like an old leather.
Watch this.
You think
Watch
I'm
this.
doing it?
Watch this.
It's what does it remind me of? I'm not like,
Watch
it's
this,
not a
watch this.
definitive thing.
Cleats. Okay, I'm done with that, I think.
I want to say Murphy Brown.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna backslide a little bit on what I said earlier. Without ice, I get what they're doing.
Pleasant, but
yeah.
not for how much it's going for, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is a bit expensive, but I really love the bottle.
Yeah,
And,
it's great. I mean, I will keep that bottle, of
You know,
course.
I feel like if you did you mention Vince when we were shooting, or was
Yeah,
that before?
yeah.
Okay. If he comes over, I feel like you could give it to him, and that would be something he would be able to get down on.
Yeah, I think so too. No, I as soon as we had it without ice, I was really curious to know what Vince.
And
would think
just
of
to
that.
correct something
Yeah.
that no one cares about, it was on an After Dark. No one's going to get to this part of the video.
Yeah.
But Heaven Hill, I don't believe... No, Evan Williams doesn't charcoal filter their product. And the way
you
that
claim
Jack...
they did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Okay, Vince, I've never met you. I'm probably never going to. Fight me, bro.
I should try to get him over. I don't know what he's doing tonight.
You accepted my friend request for no apparent reason. That's on you, buddy.
Well, everybody, thanks as always for watching. We sure appreciate it. This is really, it's growing on me out of the glass, so I will
Yes.
definitely try some more of this.
It is, if you give it some time, especially, it'll develop more. These glasses aren't really the best for whiskey tasting.
Sure.
But it's not like, it's still a liquid.
I just
it's
grabbed
still
something.
going to... No, I understand. I'm just saying, for the people, and if anyone comments, hey, why did you do these? It's still liquid. It's still going to go to your mouth. You still can taste it. You know, I recommend it if you can find
For
it.
the
Or maybe
record,
steal it.
I thought you were going to put water in them, which is why I grabbed those
I
glasses.
was going to, but
that's
then we
why I
didn't have
grabbed
somewhere
those.
to...
Yeah, but like I have shot glasses. I could have got shot glasses out.
Take number...
No, it's only
No, it's...
In fact, I have Star Trek shot glasses.
You know, this
we
is
could have done Star Trek in Star Trek.
This is a whiskey mania. Anything goes.
Oh my god, that is a terrible idea. Every day another whiskey.
Okay, give me another.
Well, everybody, thanks again for watching. We sure appreciate it. I was Captain Logan. This is Jeffrey, and
I will continue to be Jeffrey.
we will see Jeffrey again down the road on other videos. Thanks for being here in person.
Yeah, no
it's
problem.
so cool to see you as always. All right, later on, folks.